Rangers fans are absolutely salivating at this key detail after another brilliant performance from Jonathan Quick. An NHL analyst reveals his true thoughts on the Rangers goaltending tandem with some shocking details. We're going to break it all down in this episode of Rangers Digest, but specifically talking about
Igor Shesterkin because,
Sure.
after watching last night's game, the Rangers take a 1-0 lead. Colorado ties it up. Then the Rangers take another 2-1 lead, and then it's 2-2 entering period 3. And, that's when you say to yourself, Igor, you got to make a play here. Igor, you got to make a big save. You have to have your moment. You haven't really had your signature stamp yet this season. He started 17 games. He's only won 7 of them. And like I said, he hasn't had a real dominant, like completely dominant game like we've seen even Jonathan Quick have. I mean, how good has he been?
Yeah.
Age
Been
40,
great.
just simply sensational. So my question to you is, it's game 7 of the Stanley Cup final for your favorite team, for the Los Angeles Kings or whoever it may be. And I'm not going to bring up any Stanley Cup winning goaltenders like Vasilevsky or Bobrovsky, simply guys
Sure.
that are elite in this game looking to get that first Stanley Cup. So game 7, your favorite team, you have your choice for your netminder, Igor Shesterkin, Connor Hellebuck, or Jake Ottinger. Who are you choosing and why?
Can I take Bobrovsky? So
He's
it's
already
Shesterkin.
proven.
Well, Hellebuck just got a knee injury.
Yep.
Right. Jake Ottinger's been the reason Dallas Stars haven't got to the Cup final. I would think Shesterkin because the two teams, those two goalies had better teams in front of them, and they still couldn't get the job done. And the reason they lost in the playoffs were these two guys. Like, if the Rangers lose in the playoffs, it won't be because of Shesterkin. It was the reason Winnipeg lost last year. He was terrible. And Ottinger, the same thing. They had the Oilers, and he didn't show up. He was bad. And then they got into it with the board. The board's no longer coaching because of Jake Ottinger. I'd have to go with Shesterkin. Not strongly, but you mentioned two guys that haven't gotten done in the postseason because of their play. I think Shesterkin hasn't gotten it done because of his team's play. The other thing, Bret, is you really want him to prove himself against the Colorado Avalanche in Denver in the third period. That's the signature game. Make it against a different team, not against that team, right? So that's it. So I think that's a huge ask to say, okay, stop McKinnon and Nelson and McCarr and Gerard and Burns in the third period at home when you're playing at altitude. So I think that was a huge ask anyway for a team that's playing so great. But of those three, I'd have to go with Igor because those two guys have proven they can't carry a team to a Cup final.
Yeah, but Dennis, that's what the Rangers needed. The Rangers needed that last night. I mean, they shot
wrong
under.
team, Bret. Bret, the other 31 teams, sure, against
Yeah,
the
but
Sharks.
Someone else. Come on, the talent disparity is off the charts. I mean, you look at Colorado's first line, the way they load that up. I mean, you got McKinnon coming at you, Natchez. How good does Natchez play with McKinnon? I mean, it's unbelievable
Unreal.
to watch. You got Cale McCarr coming at you, Brock Nelson.
Give your guy a break, though, Bret. Ask him to stand up against, I don't know, Carolina, which they,
maybe
against
that
Carolina.
gives the Rangers some momentum that they need. They go into Colorado, get their first regulation.
Sure.
Maybe that's what they need. They just can't seem to get out of this 500 type of. I know it's early. I'm not going to go crazy here, but
Don't go crazy.
You need your best player to step up in a moment like that. You're the guy. McKinnon is the guy for Colorado. You saw what he did yesterday after a pointless game in the previous game. You knew he was going to come out firing. We need Igor, our best guy. We talk about JT, we talk about Panarin, whoever it may be. Igor is the guy. When Igor is at his best, the Rangers are at their best. So I just wanted to see him really have a shutdown period there, and not, quite frankly, give up a goal 30 seconds after JT Miller ties the game.
Yeah,
He
I get
comes
it.
way too far out in the crease there. But I loved your answer because Connor Hellebuck, just like the Hurricanes, Dennis, or like the Darius and I call them the regular season merchants. They look unbelievable in the regular season.
They're
That's
great.
Connor Hellebuck. It's Connor Hellebuck. And Shesterkin, like you said, an excellent point. When the Rangers lose in the postseason, it's not because of Igor. I mean, we saw what he did against Tampa, 21-22, 933 save percentage. We saw what he did against Florida, 23-24, 930 save percentage. So when the Rangers lose, it's because of, in the playoffs, it's because of who's in front of Igor, not because of their netminder, like you said.
Agreed.
Absolutely. And I do want to make one point on, going back to the original question that Bret asked, who would you choose out of both Rangers goaltenders as of right now? Because I feel like I know who you would choose. Is it Jonathan Quick or is it Igor Shesterkin if you had like a Game 7 scenario? Who are you taking right now?
Ooh. Igor plays more. I have to go with him. As much as I love Quick and the thing at the end of the Red Wings games, which was kind of silly, but that's not surprising. That was Jonathan Quick. So,
yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. If Igor had a bad first period in Game 7, would I go to Jonathan Quick? Sure. Let's put it that way. I think you have both. You have two guys that can win a Game 7. I really believe that. But I think, push comes to shove, you're paying that guy all that money. You got to go with Igor.
And one last thing on the goaltending, the Rangers have a really good prospect in Dylan Grant in the system right now at Hartford.
Sure.
What is having a guy like Jonathan Quick, because you've seen Jonathan Quick, right, being with the LA Kings, what does a guy like having a Jonathan Quick around the organization do for a young goaltender like that, or even for Shesterkin, honestly?
He's a pro. Like, he's been there. He's won big games. Yeah. They were down 0-3 against the Sharks. They found a way to win 4 straight. He loves it. He wants to be there. He could have picked that. He could have retired. He could have walked away after winning the 3rd Cup in Vegas, even though he didn't really win it. He was there for like a minute. Right. He wants to play in New York. That's where he's from. He's from Milford, right? So, yeah, it means a lot. It actually means a lot because in tough times, because you guys know, goaltenders are different cats. When they're going bad, yeah, you got a goaltending coach. But if Igor can turn to Quickie and talk about struggling mid-season, is there a better guy in the league to talk to about? Nope. Can't talk to the head coaches. Don't talk to goaltenders. They never do. So to have that, not from just a level of play, because he's been fantastic, and I'm even surprised he's performing at that level. To have that guy in the room next to Igor and to a guy like Dylan, if he's going to be playing at some point in time, is a huge plus for the organization. It was a really smart move. He loves playing there, and he's really responded playing at home.
Yeah, and Quickie is, the way he defends the bottom of that net is just unreal. His athleticism is.
He can still do it, Bret. Yeah, he can still do it. I was shocked. That was the one part of his game, and when things weren't going well in LA, that kind of went away. But for some reason, maybe there's different training, or maybe he's feeling better, or maybe even less travel because he was in the West and now he's in the East, and it's not a lot of travel. But that game on the way he plays is the way he played the latter stages of LA, not the final stages when he was here.
Oh, and believe me, Darius and I remember 2014 all too well.
I'm sure you do.
We saw it on full display. I mean, the guy was unbelievable. Happy is on our side now. And, obviously the Rangers are paying him for his production and, to get Igor off his feet here. But,
sure.
Leadership in the dressing room, obviously he's getting paid for as well. The Rangers have their leadership group, but Jonathan Quick, I mean, the guy is, you could tell how the players follow his lead. You could tell how they really listen to him when he speaks. And like I said, just happy he's on our side now.